fucking angry. And the sad thing is I already knew what the fucking ruling was gonna be. Because we've all been through so much these last, last 4 years.
You got a grown man crying about reparations in 2024 for something happened in 1921 that he lied about. This video is brought to you by Public Square. Speaking of lying about something in men, being real men, Public Square offers an incredible array of essential gifts for men. We know that it's Father's Day, and I feel like that's the least supported day. People don't talk about it. People don't care about it. They be forgetting about us, man. We play with the kids at the pool. We barbecue. We do all this stuff. We need some gifts too. So that's why Public Square got you covered. If you go to the website, the link is in the description section. You go through and look at some of the products. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I literally want to buy. Let me just tell you a few. The carnivore snacks, the brisket, I'm getting that. The cigars, I'm getting those. And then my favorite is the Cigar Aficionado Whiskey Cooling Stones. You got the cutter in it, you got the cooling stones, and y'all know how much I love bourbon and I love cigars. So all of these products are incredible gifts that you can give a father. Even the travel bag with the comb and the hair products, I use that every time I travel. But the best part of all of this is that you're getting products from companies that we all align with, right? Products from companies that you know align with your American values, with the freedoms that we exemplify today. You don't have to worry about some woke, crazy company supporting them. My company is on Public Square as well, but these are companies that support you, that you can support, you can get behind. Public Square is awesome. Link is in the description section. Get your dad in them something. Like and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you know notification anytime I go live to make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, grown man. This is why black people get a bad rap. This grown man is crying about the Tulsa race wars. It's the same thing about Juneteenth, man. Why are black people so ignorant about facts and history? We literally allow the worst president on planet Earth to make Juneteenth an official federal holiday, and we're celebrating something that we don't know nothing about. I said this in a video before. Juneteenth ain't what they said it was. They claimed that in Juneteenth was the last remnant of black people who were finally notified that they were free from slavery. The last remnant of blacks in Galveston, Texas. Lie. It is a lie. The Choctaw Indian, their tribe released the last remnant of black slaves a year after the Juneteenth event. But they don't want to tell you about that because then that would implicate that Native Americans own black people and it wasn't just white folk. Let's go down to the Tulsa race war. I did a whole video about the Tulsa incident. I got so much backlash. I'll link that video somewhere around here. But I did a whole video about the Tulsa race war. They call it Tulsa Massacre. They claim that white people got bombs and just dropped it on Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Not true. That wasn't what happened. I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis of what happened, and then I'm gonna play the clip of this guy, and then we're gonna talk about it. So if you do the history and do the research, there was an incident that happened in Tulsa where they called this area that was the Black Wall Street. They call it Black Wall Street. It has another name. I can't think of the name right now. But there was an incident on an elevator between a black and a white person. Word got out. A conflict began to start. Black people fired the first shot, killing several white people in this altercation. White people called for reinforcement. White people came up to Tulsa and all around Oklahoma, and there was a race war, blacks versus whites. Black people obviously lost. They burned down places, they killed people. I mean, it was killing on both sides. But ultimately, black people lost. Black Wall Street was damaged to a significant degree. However, this happened in like 1921, 22. They completely rebuilt Black Wall Street in 1925. So you're talking a couple years later, completely rebuilt. And in today's society, go, man, it was a Black Wall Street and they burned it, white folk burned it down. We never came back. What? A couple years later, they rebuilt Black Wall Street and nothing was like as if nothing ever happened. Let me play the clip of this grown man crying and whining about reparations.
I'm so fucking angry right now. Fucking hate doing camera shit. Fucking hate it, man. Don't even have the capacity to even talk about this shit. But I'm fucking angry. And the sad thing is I already knew what the fucking ruling was gonna be. Because Oklahoma is that place. It is that place where black people see little justice in that place. And I'm angry because I am a 1921 Tulsa race massacre descendant. I'm a descendant of a family that survived. Not only that, I know the survivors. Like, I was with them when we went to DC and they spoke at Congress. I just don't have the emotional capacity to respond at this point. Because we've all been through so much these last, last 4 years. I'm just so angry.
All right, y'all saw the video. That's crazy. I don't know black people be wasting their brain cells and emotions on stuff that's not even real. It's crazy to me, man. I mean, a man, he genuinely believe what he's saying. I think he do. He crying about race. He call it Tulsa race, or what do you call it? Massacre. If you go to Google search and you look at Tulsa race massacre, and you look at throughout history when that word began to be popular, and it was like in 2018 or something when they first started talking about it. Like, it was the Tulsa race war, or race riots, wasn't even a massacre until 2018 when people start calling it a massacre to frame it in a certain way. The reason that black people won't get reparations for Tulsa is because it was a race riot, which means that both sides had a clash. Just because black people lost don't mean they get reparations for it. And there's many arguments that black people started it and they just ended up losing. And I'm not trying to pick a side. I wasn't there. I don't care. All I'm saying is that when you go back and look at the history and you start doing research, you say, well, wait a minute, this wasn't a massacre. Because back in the day when I was growing up, I was told that black people were so successful and white people got upset at black success and excellence that they decided to just blow up the city. They were on airplane dropping bombs and blowing up the city and destroying all the black wealth, and black people never recovered from it. That's what I was told growing up. And I said, man, I know that everybody be lying, bro. They be lying to make up this race stuff. So let me just do some research, do some studying, and see what exactly happened. Then that's when I found out there was an incident in the elevator. There was a conflict between white and blacks. Black people started shooting. White people died first. Bunch of white people died. I think like 7 white people got killed initially. And then, of course, the reinforcements came. And of course, probably way more white people than black people. And black people end up getting the bad end of it. That don't mean y'all get reparations, my man. You don't get reparations for that, my man. Stop asking for reparations and get off and start working. You've been waiting. People been waiting for reparations when they could be establishing something great and having generational wealth 100 years ago. You know, it just bothers me. We lost everything in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Think about this. Do you think racism was more acceptable in 1921 or 2015? I mean, I would argue that the race war and race relations in America between black and white were nowhere near as good as they are today in 1921. But yet and still, you see incredible success stories from black people in the early 1900s. You see Madam C.J. Walker, who's the wealthiest woman in the world. I mean, in America, for sure, at that time. Wealthier than every white person, every white woman. She was wealthier than every single white woman in American history at that point. She was the first female millionaire out of any race in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So you're telling me black people can amass that level of wealth and success, and somehow y'all can't do nothing today. They had Black Wall Street. In the 1920s, they can build a whole city with so much growth and success and prosperity that y'all can't do nothing in 2020. Y'all can't do nothing in 2024. Y'all can do nothing in 2018, 2006, 2008. We had a black president and y'all can't do nothing. But they built Harlem and all this stuff way in the 20s. We were married at higher rates than just about anybody else in the 20s and 30s. All of a sudden, we got the worst. We got the highest out of wedlock birth rate. I mean, you go down and listen. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time. I just don't like the framing and the narrative. Black people can spend more of their energy and vibrations in a better direction than this trauma that's been passed down unnecessarily due to falsehoods. I don't know. I could talk for 100 years. Go get Public Square. Get your dad in them something. I'll see you on the next one now.